Hi, I'm Danielle from Danielle's Book Buzz, and I'm an independent consultant with Usborne Books and More. Today, I wanted to show you some of the awesome resources that Usborne Books and More has to offer to help explain to your kids about death, loss, and illness. So, it's very difficult topics to speak to your kids about. They may have a lot of questions that are hard to answer, but these three books I want to show you today are really great ways to bring up the subject and open dialogue and talk about feelings and what is going on. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is The Perfect Shelter. So this one deals with illness. There's a little girl and her older sister, and they like to build these shelters or forts or dens in the woods together. So at first, nobody knew. It was the perfect day. It was the perfect weather to build a shelter in the woods. So they're working together, building a shelter. They're getting sticks and all different things, and their parents are sitting back watching. Right now, nothing seems to be wrong. Everything's normal. But then something changed. She looked the same, except she wasn't quite. Mom and Dad didn't want me to worry. Your sister's just a bit tired, they said. So Mom and Dad and the sister know that something's wrong, the older sister, but the little sister, she doesn't know what's going on. They're not telling her yet because they don't want her to worry, but she can sense it. She knows something's wrong. Like kids usually are able to sense these things, and she's just confused, you know? Then, you know, the wind comes and knocks down some of their den, but they fix it, no problem. But something still wasn't right, and I knew it was bad because people were crying. Then they told me my sister was sick. Okay, so here in this book, the author had mentioned that she wrote the book about cancer, but that she didn't mention cancer at all in the book because she wanted to keep it vague so she could leave it open to interpretation, and it'll be fitting for different situations for different families. So like I said, she did write it about cancer, but it does not say cancer or any type of illness, so you can use it for whatever you may need it for. And I feel like you can even use it for, like, this is about a sister, so someone around the kid's age, but you can use it for, I think, grandparents or other family members that are adults that are ill, and this is just a way to start speaking about the illness and open up that communication. Okay. So now the younger sister is really worried. She's upset. Her dad's trying to cheer her up. They're baking cupcakes, but she's not into it. I didn't sing. I couldn't work. I was too worried because her sister was in the hospital. Okay. Then while her sister's in the hospital, there's a big storm and their shelter gets destroyed. And she doesn't want to fix it up by herself because her sister's not there, and it's something that they did together. So she doesn't want to fix it when her sister's not there. Okay. But then she visits her in the hospital. My sister was stronger and brighter. I told her about the shelter, and they decide they're going to make a shelter in the hospital. So they get the help of the nurse, and they get pillows and blankets, and they create the perfect shelter in the hospital, and they're having a good time. Now we make plans to go back to the woods to ride out the toughest storms, but until then, today's the perfect day to build a shelter and be together. Okay, so in this book, the sister does not die. It is suggested that she's starting to get better, which is good. But I just really like the way that this was written. I think it helps both the parents and the kids with for parents to explain it to their kids, and it's a great way for the kids to see what's going on, and it addresses their feelings. Like first they didn't really know what was going on, but then it was explained to them, and there's a ton of feelings that are associated, and you can open up dialogue with that. So this is a Kane Miller, England. It is $14.99. Then there's two really great books about death. So there's Why Do Things Die? And this one talks about both death of a loved one or friend, but also it addresses death of a pet, and also like death of plants and different things that can die, or teddy bear that can't die. Okay. And then we have Love from Alfie McPoonst. So this is about the death of a pet, specifically this girl's dog. And I really like this one, and um, I think it's a really great book for kids who have lost a pet, because it tells them about how the pet's doing after they passed, which I think I really like it. So it's in the format, it's Love from Alfie McPoon's The Best Dog Ever. So Alfie, the dog, is writing to his little girl, Izzy. So here's the envelope, and it has the address to Izzy, the dog bed, the family room, Izzy's house near the little park. From Alfie McPoon's, the nicest cloud, dog heaven, the sky. Dear Izzy, I'm a sky dog now. I live in heaven because I died. I miss you lots, but it's brilliant here. And it talks about all the great things he gets to do and how much fun he's having in heaven to make her feel a little better about it. So cats aren't bullying him. He's allowed to chase the postman. He never has to take a bath. He has lots of friends. He can eat ice cream. They're ice cream truck for dogs. And he has a lot of sky dog friends, and they play, and they're allowed to choose shoes and sleep on sofas, and they can poop on lawns. So really cute. And then but that he misses her and her huggles and tummy tickles, and he watches her through a star peephole, and he's happy to see her. So then she writes back. He tells her that he left some fluff behind the couch for her. So then she thanks him for the fluff, and that she misses him and she will love him forever. So really, really, really nice story. So this obviously is about a dog, but you can use it for a death of a different type of pet. So this is a Kane Miller England, and it's $14.99. And finally, we have Why Do Things Die? So this is from the series Lift the Flap First Questions and Answers. There's a ton of different topics. So they're meant for ages 3 and up, and they're flat books. So each page asks a question or has a statement, and then all of the flaps pertain to that question or statement. So why do things die? All living things die as part of life's natural pattern. They have a beginning to their life and an end. So then there's all different things. How do animals begin life? How do plants begin life? So they can start as a seed or a bulb, and it tells you how to help them grow. And then has this flower died? And it says, yes, the flower died, but the plant's still very alive, and it has its seed pod, and then the seeds will scatter and grow new plants. Is a tree a living thing? Will my teddy die? And it says, no, teddies aren't living things, so they can't die. If they get scruffy and torn, you can normally patch them up. Will my pet beetle live forever? Is this stone alive? When do things die? Is it okay to talk about dying? Yes, it can be helpful too. And it talks a little bit more about that. And then here, why is everyone whispering? It says he doesn't know yet. So similar to The Perfect Shelter, they didn't tell him yet. But in here, Granddad Badger's dying, and they don't want to worry the baby. So, and then the little ducklings know about Granddad Badger, so they ask Mrs. Badger if she's going to die too. And she says, yes, one day, but hopefully not very soon. And then, is a hospital where you go to die? And this one explains, no, if someone's dying, they might spend some time in the hospital, or they might die at home. But most patients go to the hospital to get better, which I feel like is really important, because sometimes you don't realize what kids are taking from whatever's happening. If they have a family member that went to the hospital and died, they may think everyone that goes to the hospital dies. So this brings up that topic that no, most people that go to hospitals get better after going to the hospital. So very important. Why is my head so jumbly? What can I say to my friend? What happens when someone dies? Where's Granddad now? Where do bodies go? Why are you wearing black? And it says to show we miss old Badger. Black is often linked to death and sadness. In some countries, white, red, or purple might be worn instead. And then it talks about what's a funeral. And it doesn't talk about any specific religion or religious beliefs. It does mention about the funeral that there may be music, speeches, prayers, or poems. And then the Where is Granddad Now? This one's very open-ended, so it gives you general information, but then you can talk about your beliefs with your children. So, where is Granddad now? His body's in the coffin, but where the granddad you know and love has gone is one of life's biggest questions. There are different ideas about what happens to you when you die. So pretty much leaves it like that, except that these two little guys give their belief of what they think. So the bigger one says, I think he's become a star. And the little one says, I think he's gone to be with great grandpa. So general, but it leaves it open for you to explain what you believe happens. Okay. Then, can I shout and cry and hide away? And then, why do I feel fine one day and not the next? Why am I hurting inside? Does my friend want company? Should I put on a brave face? Do grown-ups need hugs too? How can I stop being sad? When will granddad come home again? How can I remember my friend? When will life get back to normal? Why do things feel worse at night? And it gives you some suggestions on what to do before you go to sleep so you're not very sad and have a hard time going to sleep. And then I love that it ends on a happy note. So happy memories. There are lots of ways we can keep memories alive when someone you love dies. Why did we frame this feather? Because it reminds me of the time that old Badger and I went to the park and he fell in the mud. What are you making? He's making a photo book of his happy times with his pet beetle. Where are we going? We're going on a picnic to Granny Duck's favorite spot. And then there's things about memories from family. So really great way to talk about death, answer a lot of different questions, and open that dialogue with your kids. So this one is a $14.99 and it's an Usborne book. So in addition to these three, which are really great about these subjects, there are also a lot of books about feelings. So there's one in this series about feelings. There's all about feelings. There's even board books about feelings. So just to open that dialogue, also different workbooks about different things that can help your kids deal with what's going on, whether it be death or illness. So you can find all of these on my website, which is daniellebookbuzz.com. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching. Bye.